Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. And I'm pretty sure there's some classes I haven't played yet, but it looks like out of the ones it's giving me again, back to Priest, although I think I played Shaman right after Priest, but whatever. Priest deck for GORO Arena, and Nice to Spell. Nice to Spell is okay. It's not like a high priority card for the arena necessarily when I'm choosing, but yeah, I'll take it. It replaces itself. It is not like a bad card, that's for sure. Shadowwork Death is very good. Currently my deck is all spells. That's a good plan. I'm tempted to take Aerosmith here out of the group, but his Arcano Shield thing is not really... This was a well-designed card, because it seems like it should be a clear winner. The amount of stats you get, and you get like the taunt and the attack part split up, but 0 attack on a taunt actually just makes it bad. It really does. So that guy doesn't help out nearly as much as you hope. I think I'm better off taking one of the other two. Wasp is good at killing things. Like, it's tempting to take the Wasp. I think I'm going to take the Hoarder for card draw. Those Wasps are actually pretty effective. No, I'm going to take the Hoarder and worry about that later. Igneous Element, I don't know how much elemental cred is going to come up. The elemental things are really good, and he really supports them well. But I would much rather get this guy for 3 mana, normally. I'm going to take the Talon Priest, and then all the elemental combo things are going to come up. I'm going to be annoyed. This is one of my favorite neutrals for a rogue, but I'm not a rogue, so we're going to take the Glacial Shard. He can trigger elemental things, he gives me an early game, and he still has a good function later in the game. Okay, I don't like you. I mean, there are a lot of beasts in this set, but I don't have any yet. I'm going to take the elemental this time, in case that stuff does come up. Frozen Crusher doesn't have elemental combos. He's another interesting guy. Goddamn. I am so tempted to take him. As a priest, I could be healing him. Like, my opponent's going to have to spend as much effort to get rid of him as he would for, like, a real 8/8, except that he can only attack half the time. It's weird. But Shadow Madness is also really good. I'm going to take the Crusher. It's probably dumb, but I felt like I had a bunch of spells. You know what? This guy seems pretty good as a priest, even though he's kind of like overcosted. He is at least tough. We know Cabal Courier is amazing, but we know Free from Amber is a path to victory in the arena. Ugh. Turning down the Devil Sword is really hard, but I think Shadow Visions is better, especially since I did just get my Free from Amber. So now this is giving me, like, potentially another Free from Amber, or a Shadow Word Death, or, like, a Thought Stealer or Master Spell. Like, that's all amazing stuff. If I took no other spells, that would be amazing. And you know what? He's just kind of junky 9-drop. Although, if you have nothing big, 9/9 for 9, I've taken the 10/10 for 10 before. Like, they're equal, except that his rarity indicates he ought to be better. He's a 7/7 for 5, maybe, but no, we're not taking that over Shadow Visions. Shadow Visions is amazing. Discover the spell you need. You can do stuff with this, but I don't have any self-silencing things yet. I can only silence opposing things. And we're going to take the Defender of Argus and, you know, maybe give the Frozen Crusher taunt, in which case he's pretty awesome. This can blow up an enemy pirate. So he's a 2/3 for 2. I'm not going to have friendly pirates to feed him, but he can blow up an enemy pirate. Or Holy Fire can be a finisher. Or Shadow Madness is really good. I'm not really groaning about him. I'm just not going to take him. I'm not worried about that, but I am worried about which of these do I want more. And it's also giving me another... whichever one of these I take is giving me another choice for Shadow Visions. I think from that point of view I got to take Holy Fire. Get that in my deck. So he has elemental combos, but he is not himself an elemental. This is another way to give taunt to things, which... What do I have other than... This guy's pretty junky. Whatever I buff with him is a good target to give taunt to. Defender of Argus himself, doing taunt to Defender of Argus is pretty fun. The Frozen Crusher is obviously ideal for it. Stormwatcher could either be worth protecting or worth giving taunt to because he's so tough. This guy, I think I gotta take this guy. I don't think I have a lot of mid-range minions yet, and if I have the elemental thing, he's amazing. If I don't, he's not the worst. I don't have dragons for him. I have no dragony things yet, eh? Okay. I mean, this guy for dragons, I would say is better than this guy for elementals. But it's tough, because this guy is also really amazing. They're both very flexible. Honestly, this guy's probably more flexible in what you can get from him. And, of course, I already have elemental stuff, so I'm definitely taking him. You're pretty good, you're terrible, and you're not great, so yeah. No-brainer there. He just gives me something in a casting cost range I kind of wanted. I don't have 2-cost stuff. I think I should probably take the Infiltrator. Although I could get a Wasp to try and take things up, but no, I'm going to take that. I've got lots of crazy spells to take out big crazy things. Another Polluted Hoarder to help me draw my cards. He's kind of aggressive. I think I should probably take the Tiger, though, because he has hit points and can be healed. Get another one of these, or I could get another Elemental. You know what? Another Free from Amber might be great, but this is going to help me more through the game, because it is a turn 1 drop. I mean, it's a crap one mana. For what it does on the board is crap. But he's another way, a cheap way for me to trigger the elemental things, and he's going to give me a card from my opponent's deck, which will help me in the mid game. I already have a Free from Amber and 2 Shadow Visions. It's kind of like I have 3 Free from Ambers for if I'm drawing these later in the game. So I'm going to go with the Oracle. That's kind of painful though, because Free from Amber is amazing. I don't have Murlocs. This guy his charge is terrible, although 6/6 for sticks is getting to the point that his stats are good enough as a crappy, since all the choices are crappy for me. Remember something, because he's got to be in my hand, and then I cast Battle Cries, and I got like 1, 2, 3, 4. That was Death Rattle. I've got a few Battle Cries, but this is not going to be a deck designed to boost him up. Like, he's going to need 2 Battle Cries to get up to 3/3 for 3, which is still bad. So no, I'm just going to take a 6/6 for 6. I don't expect his charge thing to ever trigger, or if it does, then my opponent has a million cards, and I'm probably in trouble. Do I want another stealth guy, or do I take the Mad Bomber, who I hate, because he's random and bad? Yeah, I think we'll take the Worgen Infiltrator. So I've got my early game actually more covered than usual, although Shadow Visions is not really early game. Actually, I don't really have that many 3s. Kind of good. Gnomish Inventor draws me a card. I do like drawing cards. I'm going to take him over those guys. They're pretty mediocre things for this. Okay, this guy is excellent, and these guys are not. Tough choice. None of these are really what I want. I mean, this can kill stuff. Divine Spirit could have some pretty big, tough things, potentially. Although, is it really? I mean, it's really good on stuff like 2, 6, or 4, boy. It does let you just, like, take something that would be a trade and win it in a lot of cases. But, am I better off taking the Mercenary? I have a decent number of spells in here. I mean, he's big, but yes, I could keep him alive. If I keep him alive longer, I'm causing myself problems. I think I may actually just take this and hope I get some more, like, kill method-y stuff. Okay, I need early game stuff. This guy is filling a great role. For 2 mana slot, he can kill something with 3 hit points. He also has Taunt, which makes him useful later on. Do I take another Totolan, which is good, or an Elemental guy? Here's where I gotta figure out my Elemental mess. So I got 1, 2, 3 things for triggering it so far. We're 3 and 1 for Elementals versus things that need an Elemental played the previous turn. 4 and 2, 5 and 2, although he hardly counts because he's so fat. 6 and 2, he really doesn't count because he's so fat, though. I've only got 2 things that trigger off Elementals, but I feel like this guy's pretty darn good for the late game there. Doesn't take Divine Shield. This guy's like a lot of stats. He's a lot of stats for his thing. I only have 2 things that trigger off Elementals, but the freezing guy is a pretty damn good power. I'm going to take this guy. Probably the wrong choice there. Okay, copy a friendly minion, but I get 1/1 copy. Probably not that great for me. These two guys are giving me actual cards. I don't think I have the right kind of abilities for that. I mean, Death Rattles, it works great, so it could be useful. But I don't have very strong Death Rattles. No, I really don't. So, no, this is not going to be good in my deck. Which of these two guys? And I think I've got more stuff in the 4 mana cost. I think I'm better off with the Courier. It also gives me the card right away. And I'm glad I picked that other elemental now. I think that works out pretty well, because I can take another Servant of Kalamos. Which, yeah, this guy is really good. Like, if I was making an elemental deck in Constructed, I would almost certainly play both of these guys. If I know I'm going to have the elementals, then he's awesome for mid-game. But clearly I'm going to choose this one, because this is the one that... This guy is worth saving in your hand until you get an elemental, because he's giving you another card that you have choice over. The other guy... Like, if you didn't play an elemental the turn before, and looks like the thing you play, you just play him. Like, he's a 3/5 for 4, good enough. And Embrace the Shadow. Yeah, that is not for me. I think the thing to do is probably the Bright-Eyed Scout. I don't have the most expensive cards, but it's going to draw me a card. In fact, most of my cards are cheaper, so it's probably going to draw me a card and make that card worse. But it's still drawing me a card. And there's some chance, small chance, that I could draw... Okay, it's really not likely to help me for bigness. Do I really want a 3/4 and draw a card but make that card worse? Or do I want this guy who's going to be a 3/4 to a 3/6 with taunt? That's not an easy choice, actually. If my deck was more expensive, if I had chosen another free from Amber instead of counting on the other thing, then maybe, but... It's really not likely to make things cheaper. It is very likely to make things more expensive. But drawing cards is so good. It is really good. I'm usually going to draw something that costs 3 or less, and it's going to end up costing me 5. But that's another card in my hand, so I'm 1 card ahead for drawing my deck. Yeah. I don't think I have enough high cost stuff in here to make it worth it. I think I'm actually just better off taking another crummy taunt. No, it's another card though. No, it's good. I'm just going to take the Scout. I'm assuming it's going to cost me more mana for that next card. But it's costing me more mana for that next card, but it's still giving me that next card. Okay. Again, I have 2 copies of the spell that lets me discover another spell from my deck. That thing is fantastic. Really good. It doesn't make it cheaper like the Mage one, because the Mage one is giving you a random spell, I guess, or something like that. I'm getting them all mixed up in my head now. I can't look them up right now. But, yeah, the fact that it discovers a spell in your deck, in Constructed, that's amazing. But also, even in the Arena here, I don't think I have any spells in here that aren't really, really strong under the right circumstances. So... I'm going to discover a good spell, and more often than not, I'm going to discover a good spell for that circumstance when I cast that thing. This is a super excellent starting hand. I'm going to pitch this guy anyway, because not that exciting, but I have all my starting handy stuff. If I can see the 1/2 elementals from this guy, I can probably use one of them to play the Rock with Taunt for 6 mana. Like, if I just need 1 minion in play, you spend one of these guys and the Rock, and have the Rock have Taunt, and then save one of them in my hands to trigger the Discover an Elemental guy, who is amazing. I can work with that. That is randomly aggressive, and I still think it's a crap card. I'm going to play you. Because without help, you kill that stupid thing. Yes, it will have done a bunch of damage to me, but whatever. Hydrologist is really, really good card. Discovers a secret right onto the board. Now, Paladin secrets only cost 1, so it's not saving you a ridiculous amount of mana, but that's still pretty good, like, tempo and stuff, with the possible problem that most Paladin secrets not that good early game. Like, you could take Noble Sacrifice, and then I'm going to take it out with this guy, and this guy's going to be like, yay, I killed a Noble Sacrifice! Oh, it goes in your hand. I thought it went into play. Okay, I mean, they're 1 mana, so that actually makes it a lot better, honestly, because the Paladin Secrets are more late-gamey. So I can't get this guy out right now. That is the problem with playing that early. Because he's all charged up right now, but I can only coin out to up to 3 mana, so that's not going to work. We're going to kill this. See what I get. Oh my crap. Well then. That makes me feel more confident about the long-term survivability of me this game. For now, I don't think it's worth coining anything. I think next turn I'm going to play this guy, and then the turn after that, this guy, and then stuff will happen. I don't need to play this 3-2 taunt to fight that thing. I'm just going to play this. I'm looking at my hand, and it looks like a handful of awesome. So this paladin is going to have to work. Like, work. Currently, you're making a 1-1. Now, if I kill the hydrologist and you're getting it, so that's a battle cry. So if that's an escape Kodo, she gets to replace it with another secret, which isn't the end of the world because she's kind of back where she started. So, yeah, and if it's not an escape Kodo, then, like, kill him and he comes back with 1 hit point or something, or Noble Sacrifice, that's fine, whatever. You're killing a card of equal casting cost and stats to protect a 2-2 nothing. Totally fine. I'm a lot more chill about everything when I got a free Tyrian Fordring in my hand. Just saying. Like, okay. Alright. That's this thing is solid. Opponent has some more stuff now. I could play her and maybe get something crazy on curve, but I'm actually going to play this guy to fight all that stuff. I don't want to miss my window again. I'm going to kill you. Probably should have just played her and maybe got lucky, and I could have had my Amber, but it's like a 1 in 22 chance, or about a 1 in 10 chance that I would get something big enough that I would care about it. Whatever. Debubble. Leave him alive. Okay. Now, what do I want to do about the bully? Probably not much. Probably just play this guy as a taunt. And okay with that. I'm going to kill this so you have fewer buff targets. I'm going to hit you. It's fine. So he just gives you a coin, right? He doesn't give you like a copy of the spell. Yeah, it's a coin. I can live with him giving you a coin. It's fine. And he's perfectly good. Like 4-6 for 5. If you're getting any kind of decent ability, it's good. That his ability might discourage an opponent from playing spells. I mean, in a Paladin deck, those coins are not as useful, but even then, if you get a coin and then you play Tyrian Fordring 1 turn early, holy crap, it's Tyrian Fordring, you know, like that's... So the coins are definitely still good. Not as exciting as it would be in a rogue deck, for example, but... Right now I'm okay with this. If you consecrate and then hit my bird will still have 1 hit point left.
Your magic shall not save.
No, that's a little bit more annoying, but I mean, it's still a 4-7. Like, it's you know, it's okay there. It'll live. So I could kill the burgly bully. I could do healing stuff. So if I kill that, this will go down to 3 hit points. I could heal it back up to 5. It's not bad. So I'm going to go kill. If this guy dies, I'll get a handful of elementals. I'm not so worried about saving this guy to trigger the elemental thing, although I will probably then immediately draw the elemental thing. I want to heal, and I want to play her. I could use my coin if I have to do something. So Actually, I don't really want to use my coin for that, because I could coin out Tyrion Fordring next turn. But I'm going to... Yeah, I want this guy out. I want to freeze this just to mess with things. It's funny to me. And I'm going to heal this back up. I'm going to call that a turn. I have so many options with this hand on how to play it that I'm getting, like, overloaded by the options. There's too much stuff. Okay, well, that guy accomplished his mission in life. Like, when I played him, that was the sequence of events that I foresaw. That was, like, the ideal sequence of events. Blubber Baron's a 2-2, because he's a piece of crap, and it's not worth trying to mess around and get him to be good. Like mine, he must have showed up in a bad row. I could silence, and that would annoy her and him a little bit. It's kind of pointless. It makes more sense to coin out Tyrion Fordring, probably, although his bubble won't last long. I don't really need his power so much, although he's so amazing that, might as well. I think I might as well. I think if nothing else, just for this sort of opponent concedes factor. Yeah, faith in the light. Since I did that, I am going to trade this guy and get rid of the Blubber Baron, since I'm not silencing him. For some reason, I had it in my head that I was actually going to silence him, which is like, no. Why? So I can't get rid of enough 1/1s to prevent that bubble from being popped, so the bubble will be popped. But I'm probably getting a sword out of him. Okay. I am fine with this turn of events. This sure looks like it's working out to my advantage. Even if you spend all that stuff and you kill Tyrion Fordring. Fine. Frozen Crusher. Getting him out would probably be good. I can just kill the 4-2 with this guy. That's fine. He's big. Just heal myself and whatever. Yeah. I'm not being pressured at all by this opponent right now, so. Yeah, I'm at 20 health. I'll heal this back up to full. It needs the health more than I do. So, what do you got? You got the guy who turns everything into a 3-3? I guess that would be annoying. But you're like, you need something really serious, or just concede.
Back to your homes.
That doesn't seem serious enough. Bubble hand. Ooh, that'll save you.
My shield for Arya.
I was killing you. I wasn't, like, wasting a lot of time there. I was wasting a couple of moves, but I was, it may not have been expedient, but it was pretty quick. But, yeah, you successfully surrendered out of the way. Good job. Alright, well, there's one win. That game was going pretty well. I feel like this deck's pretty good, though. It's got enough... I'll probably get screwed a lot on the Servants of Kalamos, but it has enough elementals to have a reasonable chance to trigger him. And you can get really flexible, good stuff out of these guys. So that's really strong. I've got Thought Steals and the Thought Steal and the Oracle to get me cards from my opponent's deck. Shadow Visions to get me the right spell for the moment, which could be another Shadow Visions if you don't get anything you want. But it could also be Shadow or Death, Thought Steal. Is that all I have? Is it Shadow Visions? Shadow or Death, Thought Steal, Mass Dispel, Holy Fire, and Free from Amber. Those are all the choices. I'm getting 3 of those possibilities every time I cast Shadow Visions. And if I get Shadow Visions, then I have a chance. I could spend 2 more mana and try again. Holy crap. So yes, I'm pretty happy with that overall, but we'll see if it actually works out next time.
Please click the like button before it clicks you. And check out Tales from My D&D Campaign on youtube.com/Demonac.